welcome to another episode of the Gaming Hour. We are recording this on Sunday, 5/25/25. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone, to you and your families. And guess what? It's our 1 year anniversary. We've been doing this for a while. It has been a lot of fun, a great journey. A big thanks to everybody who's watching and for all Johnny, Caroline, D-Lo, Muhammad, BJ, Kente, anyone who's been on, anyone who's watched. Really appreciate the support we all do, and things are only going to get better from here. Today, myself, Caroline, BJ, and Johnny are going to talk about 1 year of the show, what it's meant to us, some of our favorite parts maybe. They'll be up to each individual. GTA is going to cost the gaming industry $2.7 billion for the delay. Borderlands CEO says stop being broke and pay for their game. I'm paraphrasing, but I mean that's kind of what he said. And what is going on at Sony? Sony is having a lot of dismantling, it seems like, going on at their company. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll of course get to the Last Duel, which is a great game today. So let's start off with our introductions. Thank you all for being here. Johnny, welcome back, man. How you doing?
Hey, yeah, doing just fine. How are you guys?
Great. Caroline, what's up?
Hey, I'm just glad that we're having a 3-day weekend. I didn't even realize it was a 3-day weekend, so I'm enjoying and basking in the sun as much as I can.
Oh yeah, ain't nothing better than that.
Yeah.
And this dude looks like he's at the brick house today. What's going on, BJ? What's up?
What up? Shit, not much. Yeah, we got the bricks up because I got this really bright light in the background, and I just need to cover it up. So,
okay,
just for some context there.
Okay. I want to jump right into it. A year of the gaming now. We went through a couple of changes. We got some new people on the show. We got some new stingers. We went through a logo change. So I'm gonna start off with Johnny or BJ, whoever wants to take it first. You guys were the two initial people I asked. Like a year on the show. Like how do you feel about it? Either one of you.
Yeah, it's been good. So I think that. Are we jumping into like stuff that we like about?
Yeah, you can. Whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I think the best thing to come from it is the relationships that we built together, like getting to become closer to you guys, and the times we've been able to hang out in person, that sort of stuff. I think we really become friends through this. Andre, you and I were friends before, but I've got to meet BJ and Caroline and everybody else too, and it's there's something really special about that, I think. And so I get to complain to you guys. I get an audience. I get an audience that can hear me complain about anything.
BJ?
Yeah. I feel pretty good, man. This whole time, it's always fun doing this. You know, it's kind of motivated me to try different games that maybe I would have never tried before. You know, I also feel like I've gotten better with just talking on here compared to when we first started. Like being able to articulate my thoughts on certain games or certain happenings in gaming. And and of course, as Johnny said, just being able to make the friends, Caroline, Johnny, D-Lo, and the other guys I kind of already knew, but you know, it's definitely been fun, man. And I appreciate you for putting this together.
I'll try my best, man. Caroline, you came on a little bit later in it, but like, how do you feel about it?
I did. Yeah, I was definitely going to say the relationships I got. So coming into it, I actually didn't have that many gamer friends, and my gamer friends that were they're all like all over the US, and then having some Michigan gamer friends, meeting you guys. Andre, you're not just the best friend's fiance anymore. You are a friend to me now. And same with Johnny and BJ and D'Lo. I learned a lot more about games through the podcast as well. Like there are definitely games that I was never going to try. And if it weren't for you guys or weren't for your ramblings or your rantings and like your rave reviews, then, I wouldn't have given these games a try. So definitely it has opened up my world, at least in terms of like the gaming world, as well as like friendships as well.
Okay. So it was 2020. I was sitting outside with some friends right after that nonsense, and we were talking about we should have like a show. And I have been. Sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to get stuff off the ground, so I've just been talking and thinking about it. And then a little bit over a year ago, I was just like, let's just try this. Let's just do this. So hit up Johnny, hit up BJ, and we kind of went from there. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I figured we'd just be talking. And for me, I mean, Johnny has told me that face to face, like I'm the one who tries to keep people together. So this is just perfect for me, you know, building on my friendships. I've known BJ for 10 plus years, Caroline for almost a couple years now, I
A couple
believe.
years now, yeah.
A couple years now. Johnny for I think 5 or 6 years at this
Something
point.
like that, yeah.
Yeah. So and for me, it's made us all closer. We could get in this setting rather than just being on the phone or Discord or whatever or through text. So it's been real. I'm grateful, very grateful for it. Just really having a great time with it. My other question for you guys is, what would you say is like one of your highlights of here so far in this first year? What's one of your highlights? I know we kind of did it at the end of last year, like what was our highlight for the year, but now you might have a different one. Any highlights for you guys for being on the show?
I'm tempted to say every time we win the Last Duel.
Me too.
But in truth, it might. I'm not sure if it counts as a highlight, but going off something you said, Caroline, I don't think I would have played Clair Obscur if not for this game, for this show. I don't think I would have went to find out about it. I don't think I would have played it. But having seen it on the Xbox Direct or whatever it was called, and played it so much now, it has become my favorite game, my number one. I think we talked about that last time, that it is now my number one game of all time for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so when we win and getting to play Clair Obscur has been some of my favorite parts.
Okay, Caroline.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say when we win the Last Duel, and especially when it's kind of coming out of left field, so all our Hail Marys, it just feels that much more satisfying.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think specifically Shaq Fu might have been my specifically when BJ saved us with getting Shaq Fu out of the blue. That might have been my highlight.
I think that was Caroline.
Yeah, that's Caroline.
Was it Caroline?
Yeah.
Caroline, it was you. I misremembered.
Yeah, because I don't know nothing about no Shaq Fu anymore.
So no, when Caroline saved us with Shaq Fu.
In the back of my mind, I'm like, what is going on? Like, yeah, definitely out of left field.
DJ, what about you?
Yeah, for me, I'll probably say getting to actually host the show the time that I got to host it, because for one, that was not something that I thought that I'd be capable of doing. Like, I'm always felt like I'm more of a, like, just I could give some good comments on something. I don't know about really like leading it on or whatever, but it actually went pretty well. So for me, that was definitely my newest highlight, was being able to do that. It was fun, and I showed myself that I could do it. So.
And I appreciate you for doing that. That was kind of last minute, so I appreciate you for doing that.
Problem. I appreciate you for trusting me to be able to think that I can do it.
We have someone just commented, said Expedition 33 is greatness. So whoever said that, thank you. It is a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I have two. I'm cheating a little bit, but one is just kind of the normal bringing you all together. Like, that's just the highlight every time we get to kind of talk after the show or before the show. That's not what people get to see, but just getting to talk after and before. It's just good, you know, our camaraderie. But one for me is when it was out of the blue. I mean, you guys got a few out of the blue, but when BJ got that Yakuza and he got that name, the name of it, that was just insane to me. And he's like, not the one before this, but the one and I'm like, this dude like is on top of it, and he got it, and I was just like, wow. Like, okay, man. It's like, all right.
That might have been my greatest moment, man. At least when it comes to the Last Duel.
And you guys got like Power World at the end, Shaq Fu. You guys got Yakuza. I believe you got like 4 or 5 games like at the very end, so that's pretty cool.
And there's the almost one, the Pokemon Puzzle League, that I should have picked Pokemon Puzzle League. Still salty about that.
And then there's Marvel Alliance, but anyways,
you're salty about that, but it's intent. It's intent.
I gave you guys the point, all right, man, for Marvel Alliance. Oh man. So I appreciate you guys. We appreciate whoever's watching. Thanks for commenting. And we're gonna get going on with the regular show. The gaming industry. Let's just start off with the GTA one. That was a big one last week. The highly anticipated GTA 6 delay will cost the video game industry $2.7 billion in 2025. The overall spend on games, content, and services will still cross $200 billion for the first time ever. It's accounting to a lot of less PS5s and Xboxes being sold because people won't be buying them specifically to get GTA 6. So they're accounting for a lot of sales from that. So my question is just, what do you guys have? Like, what's your comments on that? That it'll cost the industry $2.7 billion.
See, I kind of want to go because this is something that what did I say before? I've been saying it this whole time. Like, there might be funner games, there might be whatever, but GTA is just simply the biggest game. I've been saying that, I've been arguing that, and this just kind of, for me, it just validates what I've been saying this whole time. So we're to the point where we're talking about billions of dollars being lost just because they decided to push. Well, I kind of read an article and they say it's not technically lost; it's just getting pushed back because next year, next year when it comes out, they're still probably going to make that same money because this is not going to reduce any hype for the game. But for me, it just validates me, man. It just proves that I knew what I was talking about when I said, like, this is the biggest game in gaming. I don't know why. Now, it's a good game, but it's definitely got its flaws. But it's to the point where it's like, it's not even just us, the fans, that are like disappointed. It's like you got actual companies that are like, dang, man, why did y'all, like, they're upset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure they're upset. We want this $2 billion right now. Like, we don't want to wait another year for this. But I don't know. I just had to get that out there. Like, I feel validated in saying that there is no bigger game than GTA.
To push back a little bit, it ain't much because I can't really disagree with you. You think, what if they postpone Call of Duty?
I don't think anybody. I mean,
What if they
I don't think too
postpone
many
2K,
people.
Madden?
Don't they have a game for Call of Duty every year? So
Yeah, but people
Yeah,
buy it every year and
they
spend a
need
ton
to
of money on it.
They need to postpone them games. Shoot.
They could cancel the whole Call of Duty game. Just get the next one next year.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think, like, you always have people that'll be upset, but it's not gonna have the same kind of impact as what we're discussing here right now. You know what I mean?
I figure if they cancel any big game, if they say the next Zelda is pushed to next year, then I figure this thing's gonna shift just like this. It might not be 2.7 billion, but it's gonna be a heavy amount of people gonna be disappointed. So, anyways, that was just my thought on it. Johnny, Caroline.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think in the last show that I was on, I think I was pretty forward about, like, I think if people, at least if the individual consumer is upset about a delayed video game, that means their life is probably going pretty well. I guess the news about the money that's being lost this year, something just to be remade next year, something like that. It doesn't affect me at all. I think the only people that it would affect are, like, the industry movers, like the people who are, like, in the supply chain of video game distribution, that sort of thing. So I'm sure it's a huge headache for them, but for me, so what? I'm sure the games industry will survive this delayed income.
Of course.
And I'm still Rockstar will continue to make fantastic games.
How much is the gaming industry worth? Did anybody look that up? I meant to, but I forgot.
I did. I mean, a lot. I mean, it's a lot.
I mean, more than 2.7 billion. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is 2.7 billion really that much of a big chunk of change for these companies?
I would guess probably hundreds of billions. My guess is hundreds of billions because we have individual games selling millions of copies. So individual games can count for hundreds of millions themselves. So
right. So what? So that's 1-2% of the gaming
maybe
industry.
If I took a wild guess, I would say pushing $1 trillion. If not, maybe even comfortably $1 trillion.
1.77.9 billion in 2024.
What? Only $1 billion?
No. Sorry. That was a significant year. So the global video game market is projected to be worth $522 billion in 2025.
Okay.
So it's not even 1% of the gaming industry. Like, Crimea River. That's all I gotta say. I mean, like, they're gonna lose that much. And again, it's not really losing. Kind of what BJ was saying. They're just pushing it back a little bit. Just for some, if anything, they're pushing back that 2.7 billion. They're probably going to end up making more because they're making improvements to this game.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just 2.7 billion. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money. I'm just saying in the grand scheme of things, it's
a drop in the bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, investors really care about that sort of news. I think the only thing that really impacts the individual gamer is the delay, and I think that's something people just need to get over.
Yeah. For me, I don't have much to say on it. It doesn't. I echo everything you got to say. It just doesn't really mean anything to me. I mean, the money is just shifting. That's all that's happening. Nothing really.
The Borderlands thing, though, that I've got some comments on.
Oh, we got that coming up. We got that
Yeah.
coming up. I see we got 4 people watching. You can leave a comment, leave your name in there, say something on the chat. We appreciate it. On to the Borderlands. The Borderlands CEO. Let me pull it up. CEO of Gearbox. I mean, basically saying we broke. I mean, hey, it is what it is. If you want to talk like that, go ahead. See, this CEO of Gearbox, Randy Pitchford, somebody sent him a tweet. So the tweet said, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers are not going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. He says, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local. So then he goes on to kind of what I like to call is boast, just putting a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be said. Says my local game store has Starflight for Sega Genesis and for $80 in 1991 when I was just straight out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. He found a way to make it happen. I mean,
he worked at the beach. He worked at the beach. Okay.
Oh man, yeah. Sounds like he was just throwing some stuff in there to kind of even boost himself even more. That's just my personal opinion. So, Johnny, what you got to say about it? You said you had some stuff right off the bat.
Gosh, I've got a lot to say. I think. Let's see which angle to start from. First, I think I'll start by saying I think CEOs of major companies are probably disconnected from the financial reality of the typical consumer. And I also think that the comment of like, oh, real fans will make it happen is like a very not so subtle attempt at like trying to be like, oh, if you are like a true Borderlands fan, like you'll pay anything to make this happen. And if you don't, then you're not a real Borderlands fan. So like he's suggesting that anyone that doesn't fork up the extra cash like isn't a real Borderlands fan, which is funny. And probably will work for some people, but also will probably like split the fan base, or not even split the fan base, but really rile people up in a way that's like, fuck you, man. Like that's not my appreciation of a series has nothing to do with how much money I'd pay for it. Maybe I'm not sure. There's something really unsavory about the commentary there, and yet I do think a lot of people will buy the game. I think that's the direction that the games industry or the pricing for games is heading is going to be more expensive, along with everything else. I don't think we can expect games to stay the same price. I think they've stayed the same price longer than they have any right to. I think we've enjoyed a pretty stable gaming market price-wise for, honestly, the last 25 years, something crazy like that. So yeah, I think there's two sides of it, because I think the price is increasing no matter what, and the idea that someone would like ask a CEO to not increase the price when the whole industry is moving that way is kind of funny. But the CEO's response was probably the worst part of that whole exchange.
Just unnecessary. He should have just left that.
Yeah. Don't even respond to a tweet. What are you doing? Responding to a tweet like that? What are you doing?
Unnecessary. BJ?
For me, man, and I've been saying this as far as like pricing and whatnot, like I understand why the prices are going up, because like Johnny said, and I've even said it, games have been around the same price for so long, up until the past few years when they decided to go to 70, where it's like this was inevitable to happen. But my issue is the quality, and that's what I would say to the CEO for Borderlands. I mean, the game looks all right, but it also still looks like the same game that I'd already played 3 other times, 4 other times, 5 other times. All these games they got, like, show me something different, man. If you want me to pay that price, show me something that's worth paying that price. How about that?
They need a real rally game. They need a real like comeback on this game, because I think the last couple were kind of not so great.
I'm burnt. Look, I played the crap out of Borderlands 2, but to the point where I'm like burnt out, and I can't play any other. I did play the Tiny Tina D&D version 1. I did play that one, But I'm like burnt out on the Borderlands playstyle. It's the same. Like, yeah, the graphics look better. I guess there's like a slight. Okay, we got different classes that can do different stuff, but it's still the same game. Like even the humor is kind of like the same similar jokes that they use. Like this guy's talking this crazy, like he's just making this groundbreaking game. Like you're making the same game with slight change. It's like 2K. Like you're making this game, and it's dang near the same game every time. No, I don't want to pay $80 to play slightly upgraded graphics Borderlands 2 again and be bored after 30 minutes. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So show me something worth paying that money, and maybe I'll pay that money. Other than that, that's all I got to say, because he's talking crazy with that one.
Hey, they preaching this morning. All right. It is Sunday. It is Sunday. Go ahead, Caroline.
Yeah. So just speaking as someone who's ever actually played Borderlands, so I think one, like the fact that he responded that way, it's going to be bad press. So the people who were planning on buying it, he's definitely going to lose some of that fan base. But even not even just talking about the fan base, but like the gamer base, you're basically isolating that gamer base to, again, I've never played the game before, but hearing those type of comments, I'm like, I'm definitely not going to buy the game. Even if I had like a slight interest in it, why should I buy that when you're just kind of basing everybody or telling everybody to F off, right? Like, so that's my thoughts on it. I mean, it definitely left a really bad taste in my mouth. And again, I just don't even play the game. Like, why should, and hearing what BJ just said, like if there's really nothing any different than the other Borderlands, again, why should I buy it? Why should I pay $80 for something that I can get for like $60?
Did the gameplay look interesting to you at all? Before
it looked
you heard what they
interesting.
said? Okay.
It looked interesting. It looked fun, but again, it's like one of those, like they've done it before, like not just with Borderlands, other games as well. So for me, why would I pay $80 for something when I can get something very similar for 60, 50,
Okay. I played Borderlands 1 and 2 maybe. I got bored after a little bit. I mean, it's nice, it's grindy, picking up the weapons, playing with friends. I think at that time I was playing with my brother. I think so, but it ain't. This guy just misses the point for me. I mean, just irritating. It's that something I really don't like is when people act like they're like above people, and that's what I got from it. It's like, yeah, I was working at the beach and I was able to do it. Had to throw the beach in there. Like working at the beach is kind of like a sign of uppiness, as if I wanted this the word, it's not an actual word, but you get what I mean, like above people. So yeah, I basically said people was broke. I'm sorry, I know I keep saying that, but
I mean, not everybody has the opportunity to work at a beach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what see what I mean. So, and kind of like Johnny said, reverse kind of psychology. Like if you're a real fan of Nintendo, you'll buy this Switch too. You'll find a way. So he kind of, if you're a real fan of Borderlands 4, you're gonna get this game. Kind of trying to trick people into buying it. I ain't like that. Johnny, you had something to say?
Yeah, just I always go on my tangents or whatever. So there's a lot about how different the economy is. The classic argument of when someone compares what things were like when they were younger and how they were able to do things versus what things are like now. Obviously someone can put in more time to pay for an expensive game or whatever and make it. Sure, people can make it happen, and I'm sure plenty probably will. But you don't. The idea that you would like use the fact that you did it with your advantages and privileges at the time as a justification to influence people to buy your own product is greasy. I'll call it greasy.
Grimy.
Yeah.
Oh man, BJ, you had something to add? I thought you were about to say something.
I was about to say, you about to find out he ain't got as many true fans as he might think he got. That's what I think is about to happen.
I think the CEO also looks a little greasy too. Sorry, I had to take a jab.
Oh man, that might be a new word on the podcast.
Greasy. He looks greasy.
Man.
Well, I've never seen the guy, but his behavior certainly seems
greasy.
Slick. Yeah.
Not slick. Oh man. All right. There's a lot to talk about with this one from everyone's favorite company, man. Oh man. It's I could go on. This could have been the whole episode. So what's going on with PlayStation, man? They keep canceling some of these live service games. Oh, I'll have to pull that up. We talked about it in the Discord the other day. But now PlayStation CEO from Fairgames, the head of the head of the studio, excuse me, she has essentially quit the studio, and it's looking like this game. I'm gonna bring up the B-roll, but it's looking like this game could be in some possible trouble. Um, I want to get your thoughts on: is this game looking more like a successful Fortnite Hill Divers, that kind of live server game, or is this more on the lines of Concord? I'm hoping everyone looked it up to see some of the trailer for it. But that's just one part of the Sony question. We'll get to the second and third parts. But what do you think about this CEO kind of leaving the Sony's Fairgames? And they already canceled a game called Hyenas. They canceled. Actually, I have them on my head. They canceled a Spider-Man live service, a God of War live service, a Last of Us live service. So they announced like 14 live servers, and they are canceling them. Boom, 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 boom. It's more, but those are the ones I could think off my head. So Fairgames, what did you? Hopefully, you guys looked at it. What do you think about this boss leaving the company?
So I don't know too much about all of it, but usually, so you don't see a mass cancellation and people and CEOs leaving a company if things are good. So that suggests to me that there's some sort of trouble happening. And the first thought that comes to mind, if they're canceling a bunch of these live service games, I wonder if it's because they would sort of be like competing with each other, like under the same company. Like if you have a bunch of live service games going under the same publishers or the same companies, you might be like competing with yourself to keep players. I don't know if that's part of the conversation, but that's something that comes to mind, because it could be a tactical choice, like a market tactic to cancel some of these games, or they could have just not been they could have not been predicting great success in being able to maintain live service for these things. So yeah, I'm curious about the motivations, but it sounds like there's probably some sort of problem.
Okay, Caroline.
It sounds like there's a shift in marketing strategy. So I did research it a little bit. It sounds like Sony's been acquiring these other studios and canceling all these not canceling, or like things are not going in the direction that they want. But it sounds like the strategy there's a business strategy possibly involved. In terms of like Fairgame, so I looked up the CEO, and apparently she's a big deal. Like she was like heavily involved in Assassin's Creed. So her leaving must say a lot about the development of the game. I think with Fairgames, and then Marathon was the other game too that's also in trouble. I think that they weren't getting positive reviews in terms of the gameplay, or they're getting mixed reviews. So, and then also like the morale is really bad, is my understanding. So I don't like. I usually think that I'm usually pretty optimistic. I'm like, okay, the CEO is leaving, maybe they're just doing some type of restructure. But if everybody else is leaving, yeah, this game is not gonna happen.
Exactly. BJ? Oh, we can't hear you.
I wonder how long I've been like that. But yeah, just looking at the game, I don't know. It don't really look like anything special to me. What the hell? I don't know, man. To be honest, I'm not super knowledgeable on this particular topic. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Just based on what you just played, Andre, it looks uninspired, boring, whatever. These games got to compete with Clair Obscur, and I paid $45 for Clair Obscur, and these games that they're coming out with, I don't know. I feel like there's so much trash on the market, and seems this game that was just shown on the screen seems like more of that stuff.
Yeah, more of the same. Like, I don't know. I can see why you would want to. I don't know. They're saying that, from what I'm looking at here, they're saying that she pretty much stole some money from the company with this game, and then left the company. So, which is wild. But I don't know. I mean, I guess if you could see the writing, like, I don't know, Sony, aside from, and really, I can't even think of anything that they got aside from what God of War. Like, they really have not been hit the marks with these games. I mean, I guess Stellar Blade was good, but even now that's coming on PC now, so it's cool to, I guess, have it there for, you know, the time being. But nobody's gonna go out and buy PlayStations for these games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on with them lately, man. They're kind of falling off, especially with Xbox having Game Pass now, which I could go on about forever. Um, they're gonna have to come up with something, man. They're gonna have to come up with a new. I don't know if it's a new IP or do something crazy with one of the old IPs. They're gonna have something to get some real attention back on them.
Yeah, that's why I think it's a shift in the business strategy because the games that have been canceled have been shooters, right? But like PlayStation does well with like the single player RPG type of games, so maybe they should just stick to that. That's what maybe that's what they realize is that maybe they don't want to do shooters anymore and they're going to stick to the first person Astrobot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to do something, man.
Andre, you're on mute.
Here's their list. I forgot a couple of them: Concord, Spider-Man, a London studio, live. These are all live service games. Twisted Metal, Twisted Metal sounds like the only one that would have worked. Would have worked. Excuse me. The Last of Us, God of War.
Yeah, I bet they canceled. So, sorry, a Spider-Man live service game, so like a multiplayer online sort of situation.
I don't know if it's multi-sync. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
Was that postponed or canceled?
No, it's all of those are canceled.
Because I guess maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I thought live service meant like it was like an online game that you played like with people.
Yeah, I mean they consider like a Fortnite.
Let me educate myself real quick. Yeah,
Fortnite, Apex. Like if in this day and age, if Crazy Taxi was out, that would be considered a live service game.
Okay.
I think Sony's kind of just missing a boat with what they're doing. We talked on it. We talked in the Discord the other day. I think they are getting away from their single player games. That's what they were really good at. They should try to stick with that. Stick with their Spider-Mans, their Uncharted, Resistance, Infamous. Go back to some of those franchises. I kind of feel like they looked at the game and looked at the game industry and it's like, all right, Fortnite's out, Apex is out. Let's saturate our stuff with those live services. Everybody wants to make a quick buck, but then it's not really going as well as they thought. So then they're kind of like pulling back now. I don't really think it's anything to do with the marketing strategy. I think they're seeing that these games aren't really good. As hints to our episode a couple weeks ago when Caroline and BJ said Marathon just looked like another game. Like I feel like people are just looking at it and it's like, oh yeah, I don't really want to play that. Now they're seeing the writing on the wall and they're pulling their games out sooner than later. Along with that, Bungie, hell, Xbox company, Sony brought them. They split from Halo and all that stuff. Looks like they're stealing artwork and stuff like this is another Sony thing. They stealing artwork. They're not giving people credit for it. Then the guy says he can't take them to court because he won't have enough money to go to court. And right before the podcast, literally like 3 minutes, I read that Marathon delay likely as Sony cancels all paid marketing plans. I'm going to pull up the Marathon B-roll in a second, but it says Bungie's Marathon is likely to be delayed or canceled as a new report claims Sony has now canceled all paid marketing plans. I had to get that out of the way. First, the studio was rocked by the anti-theft scandal when it was revealed that some of Marathon's promotional materials and in-game art were directly copied from an indie artwork. Anti-real, Bungie quickly apologized and promised to review all assets, but the damage was already done. What do you guys have to say about this theft scandal? Them stealing people's artwork, not paying them for it? Like Johnny, I seen you shaking your head, man. What you got to say about it, man?
Yeah, it's a shame how far Bungie's fallen. Coming from being at the peak with Halo and completely changed the game way back when, and being on top for so long from Halo 1 and 2, and I think they were still on for 3 and Reach. Yeah, I think Reach was still Bungie. Yeah, it's just a shame. I know that I think their biggest game for the last decade or so has been Destiny. Yeah, Destiny, and I think people are unhappy with that game anymore too. I've been seeing some things here and there about people just not wanting to play anymore. So it's sad to see a once beloved company fall into such ill repute.
Let me read the quote before I let BJ or Caroline go. 4NT134L, who posted that's his Twitter handle, his X handle, whatever you want to call it. Who posted a detailed thread today calling out Bungie Marathon's art director Joseph Cross. According to him, the recent Marathon closed out was filled with graphics, patterns, and designs lifted directly from poster artwork she created as far back as 2017. The artist provided several side-by-side images comparing elements from her posters to visuals seen throughout the alpha, and the similarities are honestly hard to ignore. Her post gained traction in the Marathon and Destiny communities, with many expressing concern over the apparent overlap. So I just wanted to get that out there, the actual quote. Caroline, what you say on this topic?
So I also did a little bit more research on this. Apparently, this is the 4th time that they were accused of stealing artwork. So, I mean, this is going to be one of those. I think there's going to be multiple lawsuits. First of all, they're already having bad press. Second of all, the gameplay is, again, mixed reviews, so. And like we talked about before, like it didn't really stick out. Like there wasn't anything new or sexy or like about the game. Like I mean, the art was cool, but like again, nothing that would make me want to go and buy it again, especially somebody who doesn't usually play like shooter games, like or first person shooters. It's I think this is going to be a dead game eventually. Like they say it's a delay, but again, it's also back to the idea that the morale for this company is also bad, and people are dropping like flies and quitting like flies. So it's a delay, but I think it's the eventual death of the game.
And I'm showing on the screen right now. I'm showing some of those similarities that she was talking about.
So like I'm trying. What these the 3 on the left there are like screenshots from the new game?
Yes, and then this is from her original stuff.
So there's one that's really damning. Like that one's bad enough, but there's
share it, John. If you click share, Opera's in it. If you got to pull it up, share it. Opera's in it.
Let me pull it up here.
BJ, what you got to say there, man?
Here, I'll send it to you, Andre.
I mean, but ever since they did that split, I can't remember how many years ago that was when Bungie and then I guess they're like 304 or something. What is the other company called that they split from Bungie? I can't remember.
304 Studios
Industries or something.
Yeah.
Ever since that happened, I mean, Bungie's just been going down. Like I said, I guess they had Destiny for a while, but I mean, that only takes you so far. I mean, I was a big Destiny guy for a while between Destiny 1 and 2. But again, after you've done it, once you've done everything, you've done everything. There's really nothing else to do there. So I don't know, man. They're just like getting desperate to try to find some kind of success in something, and it's just not working out for them, man. And to stoop to the point where you have to like steal from somebody thinking maybe they won't notice it, like it never works out that way, man. Like this stuff always comes to light. And then Caroline saying this is their 4th time trying to do this now, like, and this is their 4th time. I'm assuming they got caught every time if we're saying it's their 4th time. Like at some point you just got to give it up, man. Like, and that was like a small thing. It was just like they just stole the little name and whatever design there. Like, I don't know. You couldn't have
something they could have did themselves, really. Here's another example. This is what Johnny said.
Wow. Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh man, come on, bro.
I mean, what is there to even say? Like,
come on.
Guaranteed. Whoever it is that they stole from, man, they about to be in for a nice little payday there.
Jeez.
Yeah, that it's at Element J21. Julian Faylona says, so those images, he says, I just realized Bungie took inspiration from my piece for this week's cutscene. Certainly took me by surprise when I watched the cutscene.
Damn. I mean, they could have just paid them, and they wouldn't be going through bad publicity. They're gonna pay them more now.
That's true.
They're gonna pay them more now. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's bad. It's no defending that. It's no maybe this, maybe that. Like, nah, I don't think they even have an argument.
And did you guys like this marathon even? I know we looked at it a couple of weeks ago, Johnny. I don't know if you were on, but does marathon even look like appealing? Like, is this, when you guys said that Arc Raiders look like a Fortnite, this is a more of a kind of game that looks like the same old to me.
I ain't gonna lie, this.
Yeah, it looks like Dollar Store Destiny.
Damn.
This don't look like anything I'm interested in playing in whatsoever.
Yeah, this looks.
Yeah, it
This looks
definitely
like
looks like some budget Halo.
Well, I mean, if you showed me this and you said that like this is what Destiny was like today, I would believe it, right? So I mean, I like
I would hope not.
it looks a little different, I guess, but it's
Oh, no. And this is just like another battle royale thing. Like, no, I don't. Is it free?
I don't know. I feel like it's free. I'm gonna search it up. I'm gonna search it up and see if it's free.
I feel like that'd be the only
doesn't
way
look fun.
to get any kind
It
of
doesn't
play.
look fun
at all.
No.
At all.
No.
So my next question is, with all this, like I said, I think they're focusing on like too many multiplayer. Like before, it was Nintendo was Nintendo. I think we've all kind of expressed that we all love Nintendo. So me growing up, Nintendo was my favorite. Then Xbox and Sony came in. I think Sony was the God of War, Infamous, Resistant, the one single player games, whereas Xbox was the multiplayer system. That's how I kind of gravitated. But it seems like Sony is trying to gravitate towards that for whatever reason. What do you guys say to how Sony can get back on top? Like, how can Sony fix these things? Because right now they don't have any games out. They're not doing much. Negative publicity, canceling games, no first party games. Is there anything Sony can do to kind of start building back up? Because right now, which we'll talk about in a second, Xbox, as far as Gamepass is still in the show with that. So is there anything Sony can do to kind of get their level back up, Caroline?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before. Like, it doesn't seem like they're shooting their multiplayer games are their niche. I think it's like the first player games that they need to be focusing on, and it seems like that's where a lot of the interest is. So again, I think they had the monopoly for Final Fantasy. I keep bringing it Astrobot. I know we keep dogging on it, but it did win Game of the Year, so people definitely enjoyed it. I'm trying to remember what other games.
I think I just had a wild conspiracy theory about it. I don't. That was my biggest complaint. Is that all seem too convenient for. Anyways, sorry. Please
So I again, that's why I think there's probably some business strategy, like reshifting, refocusing. That's why they're getting a lot of bad press for these particular games. So maybe they are cooking something. And we probably won't see it for like the next few months, but until then, they're just going to be getting this bad press for a market I think is actually more dominant than in the PC world and the Xbox world with Game Pass versus like PlayStation. I mean, they also have to change a little bit of the hardware, and I say this because like I know that we've been playing Power World, and I can't have access to the server, so like maybe that's also probably another thing that they need to work on is like, hey, how do we get PlayStation to play with all these other platforms with the PC? And maybe it's not their niche. Maybe they have some things to work on, but stuff like that, like little things like that, where maybe they don't need to necessarily focus on a game, but trying to make the games that are on PlayStation more available to, or like letting the gamers play with like the PCs. So again, I'm using Power World as an example because that has been the biggest frustration of mine. Was like with Power World is that I can't go on the server. That sucks.
Mm-hmm. It does suck because then you have to wait for whoever's hosting to get on. You can't get on by yourself. This stupid.
Right. And I'm sure Power World's not the only game that does that.
Yeah, stupid. DJ, how can Sony make it back up, man?
Well, one part of it, and it kind of also goes in hand with what Caroline was just saying, or I was saying, they need to, I don't know what they're like trying to do while they're trying to like force people to, or like they're trying to stay super tight knit and close to the vest, because I was looking at, Stellar Blade next month is coming out on PC on June 11th. And now there's already like a bunch of issues even with that, because it's going to require you to have to, and then it's a single player game. So I don't know, like it's going to require you to log into your PlayStation Network account to play, the same how they had that whole thing with Helldivers. Yeah, they're doing that again with Stellar Blade, where you have to have your PlayStation Network account to be able to play it on PC, which we already know people don't like. I mean, it's not something that bothers me. I mean, I don't care. I already have a PlayStation account, but some people don't. And they're also saying the game is not going to be available in like over 100 countries potentially because of that. And it's just like, just make your stuff more accessible. Stop making it hard for people to play your games on anything other than a PlayStation. You know, like you're already putting them on other platforms. Just make it easy.
They're trying to control things so much that they're losing out on
Yes.
actual
More market.
customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it honestly it reminds me. So it brought something to mind. Remember back when Nintendo was like not letting any YouTubers use like their game footage or whatever? Like they were trying to be so controlling of their IPs that like they ended up just pissing off their fans and everybody else. It feels kind of similar. It feels like a market mentality of a couple of those companies or something like that.
Yeah, that's like the number one thing they need to do is just loosen up, man, on that. Like, let people play your games and enjoy them. Like, I guess they're like, they want you to get a PlayStation console. Like, so they're trying to like control and force you into doing that. But people don't respond well to that. They're just going to rave, especially gamers. You know, we're some of the most biggest complainers out of any community. They're not like, you know,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, that includes me. I complain about a lot of different things.
I think I'm first among them. Yeah.
And then honestly, it's becoming more justified now over the years. So I don't know. I mean that, and then of course, you know, the tried and true come out with a good quality game for a fair price. I mean, look at something like Claire. Like, could you imagine if Claire was a PlayStation exclusive game? Like, that could have been something that could have put. Not to say that. Just like a game like Claire, if they could do something like that on PlayStation, that's something that could be like, okay, they got something worth playing on their console.
I don't think we deserve a game like Claire Obscure. It was okay. It was I paid $45 for that for the PC version. It's like, wow, how does that? So all that said, if it was a PlayStation exclusive, I probably would not have had the opportunity to play it, and I think I would have been like deprived the experience of Claire Obscure. But sorry to cut you off, BJ.
No, you're good. But you're saying that wouldn't be something that would persuade you to get into the PlayStation market.
Right. If the barrier for me to play that game was to buy a $400 or $500 console or something like that, I wouldn't have done it.
That's fair.
No,
I guess...
a little backup question to that. Knowing what you know now about the game, would that have persuaded you?
Gosh, that's a tough call.
Because you said it's the best ever. I mean,
I think it's I think it's my favorite game of all time. Would I buy a console to play at this point in my life? Honestly, probably no. Okay. I would probably say no.
That's fair. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they got to get like some good faith back from people for one. So I think the biggest thing is to just loosen up on some of this stuff, because you keep reading all this stuff about them trying to control it, and it's going to force people, it's going to push people away from Sony even more. They're going to get into that, you know, we forget like even I'm sure like even in the Helldivers community, there's still people that are like, forget Sony, you know, like we don't mess with Sony. So they need to do something in good faith to get back in people's good graces, because right now they're just not there. So
do you guys think they're trying to be like Nintendo? Because again, we all grew up with Nintendo. We're all like, even my mom is familiar with like Mario and all those characters. Do you think that Sony's trying to do the same thing where they're trying to make things more exclusive to Sony and getting that fan base as well?
They might be.
They're just money hungry. That's what I think. But
yeah, it doesn't work for them though, because
no, it's not.
Because they're not different enough. Like they're too similar to Xbox, and you know, like it's a lot of the same stuff. Like the reason why Nintendo gets away with it is because they have like their original stuff, and it's not like anything you can play anywhere else. You know, like you're not gonna find a Mario. I mean, I guess we could argue Astrobot, I guess. But like, you're not gonna find a Mario or a Zelda on any other console. Like you know, you might not be able to play God of War, but there's probably something comparable to God of War that you could play on Steam or on an Xbox console. Or
this might be like a really ignorant question, but does Sony even have any like family-friendly like big IPs? Because God of War is definitely. I mean, it's probably one of their flagship, certainly one of their flagship IPs, but it's definitely like a mature.
Yeah.
Character, mature audience.
They used to have that Sackboy thing. I don't know if that was multiplayer.
That kind of fell off though.
Yeah. But like,
that was called Little Big Planet.
Right. Fun game, but I mean, if you show that image to two people on the street, and compare it to Mario and see how many people recognize which one, it's like it's not
Little
even
Big
going to be
Planet.
close.
There's no
I didn't
classic.
even know the character's name. Like I would recognize him, but I didn't know he's called Sackboy. That's
Yeah.
it's kind of an awful name. I think. Never mind. I'll leave that one there.
Yeah. Oh man,
Oh boy.
Johnny, can they do anything to get back in the good graces? Can they?
So I was thinking that the only thing that came to mind, which would probably never happen, is considering that they want people to buy PlayStations. That seems to be their biggest thing, is to have people buy PlayStations. To release a PlayStation that is like more affordable than everything else in the market right now, like release a console that reverses the current trend, or like goes against it, giving people an option to do what they want them to do accessibly. So yeah, release a console that's cheaper than the Switch 2, or than these new Xboxes, something like that. Which would be it'd be a really popular move. I don't know what sort of, they'd probably lose some money or something like that. Mm-hmm. But they need to do something to shake up the market and get people back on their side, because I think they're losing fans and losing support of their. Well, they're very, very understandably losing support of their gamers, because they haven't had anything good come out recently.
Or another thing they can do that I just thought about, because I was thinking about their, like, I don't know if you've seen, like, they have for their service, their online service, it's not really Game Pass, but they have like their own version of it where you get a library of games, and then they add games to it every month or whatever. But it's just not like, maybe they could like start by improving. Now they do have like, okay, they have like your classic. They have like your classic games or whatever, where they have like Ape Escape and a bunch of other like old classic PlayStation stuff library. I think they need to improve upon that. They need to look at what Game Pass is doing, and they need to improve on their own service. Like, because right now it's just no competition. Mm-hmm. The PlayStation service is like, when I saw it, because they have different tiers now where you pay up to like $160 a year or something it's for the online service basically, but then you're also getting this library of things as like a added bonus, and you get so much of the library based on how much you pay, and it's not even really good. Like, most of these games you could just freaking emulate them. Let's be real. I mean,
for the basic service,
I don't know. So sure. I think if they could come up with something better there, maybe that would convince people. But then I guess with Game Pass being the thing, and it's hard to compete. It's going to be hard to compete with Game Pass. So I don't know what they can do, man.
They just need to me, they need to really, the barrier needs to be kind of what Xbox is doing. All right, your games on here, just put their games on other stuff. Like, they release their games and then it takes a year to come out on PC. Just do it right away. Boom, boom, boom. They might get more eyes on it. That's also going to put more people on PC. But maybe that, I don't know. I've never been the biggest fan of Sony, but it looks like they're getting away from their identity. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think focusing less on trying to like coerce people into buying your game or buying your systems because of exclusive games, that sort of thing, and just making good products, like just making good games. I think companies that just do that are the ones that are most successful these days.
And speaking of Game Pass, they are adding a Game of the Year contender, Metaphor Refantasio, The Division 2, and more games coming very, very, very soon, the end of this month, which we're in right now. So I think next week. BJ texted me that the other day, or put it in the chat. And I mean, Johnny, when you talk about you wouldn't have played Clair Obscur, Game Pass is a low entry point to get a ton of games. I mean, a low cost to get a ton of games for people who don't necessarily play Xbox games. But BJ, talk a little bit about your shock to see Metaphor on that Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game that's been on my list, and I am so glad that I never did actually go like through and buy it, because it's been on my list for a while, and I'm like, I'm going to play this game eventually because I'm a big Persona fan, and this is kind of in the same family. It's not exactly the same game, but it's in the same family, made by the same developers, obviously. No, this was like, my boy actually wrote me, and he was like, because he's been like it was funny because we were just having a conversation the other day, and he was like, "Man, if it goes on sale, I'm gonna have to buy everybody a copy of it." Because he wants everybody to play it because he just loves it so much. And then he messaged me the other day, like, "Yeah, they're adding Metaphor to Game Pass on the 29th." I'm like, "What?" Like, what? Like, I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be because all the other Persona games have been on Game Pass at one point or another. So maybe I should have expected that. But no, that's another huge W. And I know there's still people that play the Division 2. It's not a game that I
I
necessarily
know
care
some
about.
people.
But
Yeah.
I know that's another huge one which also might even revitalize that game and get some more people on. Maybe I might play it. Who knows? Uh, but no, Metaphor. I'm super hyped to finally get to experience that game at no added charge because I'm not gonna have to pay for it. I don't know if it's a 70. If it was, I think it was a $70 game. So this is why I will always argue down the Xbox is like the best. The Game Pass is the best thing in gaming right now, and they keep reinforcing that every month, dang near every week. It seemed like it's
I
another
wouldn't have played
big better
Claire
game
Obscura
coming out.
without Game Pass, so I'm just
Me
telling you
either.
right now, I wouldn't have brought it. So
I would have never played that. It's a lot. I told you I didn't play every simulator game under the sun just because they keep adding them all. I was playing Police Simulator the other day, just because they keep adding them all on Game Pass. So I'm like, why not? So you would never have to buy another game again, dang near with Game Pass. Like, so
and it
I can
pay. I
sit
mean,
here
for
and be
me, it
upset
paid
about
when
it.
you play so many games on there or play so much time. Like Dead by Daylight already paid for Game Pass for me as much as I play it. Like it's paid for itself plus other games because I'm putting in 300, 400, 500 hours into it. So it's paid. It's paid for the service itself. So I'm kind of with you there. Um, I want to go through Doom: The Dark Ages real quick. This was a game when I think we all were on the episode when we were talking about the Xbox Showcase, and we were talking about what games that was the same. It was Doom, it was Clair Obscur, it was South of Midnight, and it was one more that I can't remember, but it was Doom, Clair Obscur, South of Midnight. Those were the games, and I think Indiana Jones maybe, but those were the games at the showcase. And BJ, you said you played a little bit, and I also played. I'll
Yeah.
say that this is not what I thought, and I think it's at fault because I played Clair Obscur right before it. Looking at the trailer and looking at the game, I'm like, this is gonna be good. Blah blah blah. The game's okay, but it's not keeping my attention. You have to have parrying on it, but coming from Clair Obscur, where the parrying is like that, the parrying on this is like that. Like you can just parry anything, really. Like it's no direct timing. I'm not gonna say it's not fun. It's just not keeping my attention. Like I'm like, all right, I just came from a really, really serious game to a game where it's like, it kind of is what it is. Fun mechanics, some fun gameplay, but nothing that's just like keep me on. And most of the games these days I download on the Xbox downstairs so I can play when I'm just chilling, and then on a PC up here. So when I really get serious, I'll do that. But Doom ain't doing it for me. And BJ, I know you played a little bit. I think I'm 3 hours in now, so I got a good kind of how I feel about it. BJ, what's your thoughts on it?
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, again, looking at the trailers, looking at the gameplay, I thought that I would be able to hop on here and just have a blast. That has not been the case, though. Admittedly, I will say it seems like the later in the game you get, when you get your hands on more and more weapons, it becomes more fun. But just getting through this first part, I've really not been able to even like play it. Like I could sit and play it for maybe an hour before I just turn it off because I'm just not feeling it. So I don't know. Like, maybe it's just a me thing. I don't think the game is bad. I just don't think it's the type of game that I really want to play. And then, especially like you said, after coming from Clair Obscur, getting all that, the difficulty and then the emotion and everything that goes into it, and then going from that to this is like maybe it's just maybe that's the downfall of it. I don't know.
I feel like we need to dedicate a whole show just talking about Clair Obscur, man. I feel like we really need to.
So we might have an extra episode just Clair Obscur talk.
Yeah.
I thought I had one more thing, but then no, that's not it. So Doom, the Johnny just Doom. I know you had a little bit to say about Doom before.
It looks interesting. Yeah, honestly, I think of the Dooms of the Doom like reboot, whatever you want to call it, this one looks the most appealing to me. I had fun playing the first like Doom 2016. I have Doom Eternal. I just never downloaded and installed it. A friend got it for me, and I never got around to playing it yet. But this one looks fun. So usually when I'm playing like first person, I guess fantasy games, I'll run with a shield. So I'm excited to see a shield and a gun in the offhand. In the other hand, that sounds cool. I suspect I would have fun playing it, but I'm curious how would it compare to the other Dooms to you guys? Is it as fun or less fun than the other Dooms you guys have played?
I haven't really played any of the Dooms, if I'm being
Okay.
honest. You know, so I wouldn't be the one to answer that. Maybe BJ could.
I played the 2016 Doom. I didn't play Eternal. This one, I feel like this one is more fun just off of the variety of weaponry, and then the added mechanic of with the parry and having the shield, and then there's different
I feel
enemies.
like I'd like it. I feel like I'd like it.
Yeah, I mean, then different
maybe I'll-
enemies have like different mechanics to be able to defeat them, and you have to really go through your weaponry in order to defeat stuff. So I think this one is probably better than 2016 Doom at the very least. But even 2016, it was the same thing. Like, I think it's really just a me thing when it comes to Doom. No, but I think it's good though. I think it's good, and I don't know about Eternal because I never played it, but this one it's a solid game if you really like that kind of thing. I think like Johnny, I think you would enjoy it for sure.
I think so.
All right, let's tee it up. Tee it up for you guys. Here we go.
Boy.
Oh boy. Our selection comes from a Reddit forum I was reading. Remember, I said I go around reading stuff. So from Guy303X, whatever that means, a fun game that can be popular depending on who you talk to. A fun, I just paraphrasing. I didn't write the whole thing down, but a fun game that could be popular depending on who you talk to. Seems like many people enjoy this type of game, especially in a day and age where games are kind of the same. It seems like people gravitate to this one. So I'll let you guys there. So there was a lot of nothing that was said, but go ahead.
Did this game come out in 2010 or later?
2010 or later. Hold on, I just gotta pull this up because I had the wrong thing up. Sorry. 2010 or later, yes.
Is it a multiplayer game?
What's the answer to that?
He said yes.
Oh, okay.
2010 or later, yes.
2010 or later, and a multiplayer game, yes.
Okay.
Is it a shooter?
Yes.
Okay, 3 for 3.
Well,
okay. All right. So
but it's
yeah,
something that's
Go ahead.
No, is it? But it's a game that's like it's fun, but different in this day and age. Is that what?
The text you read seemed to suggest that it was unique in some way, that people gravitate toward it when a lot of games are the same these days.
Was it released after 2020?
No.
Okay.
So between 2010 and 2020.
So could be Fortnite, could be Apex.
And this is just what this person said. I'm just reading what they said. So
Sure. Is it a like first person shooter? Like do you see your gun?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 5.
Okay.
It's a first person shooter? Okay.
So it's not
well, it's not Fortnite.
Not Fortnite.
Is it a battle royale game?
Is that your question?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Not Apex.
Not Apex. First person.
Is it part of a series or franchise?
Yes.
Okay.
Have we mentioned it on the show today?
No.
It's not Doom.
Not Borderlands was something that I was thinking of.
Not Borderlands, not Destiny. Not Halo.
Not Halo. Right. We mentioned Halo.
Mm.
Not Call of Duty.
No. First person.
Between 2010 and 2020, first person multiplayer shooter.
It's not a series.
Not a series. No, you said yes or no to a series?
Yes.
Yes, a series. Okay.
Oh, it is a series.
Yes, I say yes.
Okay, never mind. Oh, no, sorry. We were talking about what we mentioned already. We mentioned Call of Duty, right?
Mm-hmm. We did,
We
yeah.
did.
So what series? Okay. What series did we not mention?
A lot, probably.
Apparently.
I know. I think we were.
Shooters, man, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Does it feature like characters with different abilities, like character specific abilities?
I cannot actually answer that. Let me just see. So think about another question. Let me see. I don't
Okay.
really know.
We say this is multiplayer, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's multiplayer.
I'm gonna say no to that question.
Okay, so it's not. That would mean it wouldn't be Overwatch, or like Hero. It wouldn't be Overwatch. It wouldn't be Paladins. It wouldn't be hero shooters then.
Monkey D. Marco says Sony just needs to bring back Dino Crisis and the Legend of the Dragoon.
Ooh, Legend of Dragoon. Good call. Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes, sir. I don't know about. I know people like Dino Crisis, but
I did. I mean, Resident Evil S. So
I think Legend of Dragoon had the time to tax too. I think they had time to tax. Like I think it was. I don't remember if they have defense or just attack, but they had timing in their turn-based combat system too, just like Claire Obscure.
That junk is stuck in my head. This junk is stuck in my head, man.
all right.
Yeah,
Shit.
let's lock in. Okay, that's
Y'all
what
have
kids
8
say these
questions.
days,
8
right?
questions.
8 questions.
Let's lock in.
Wait, are people in the chat allowed to ask questions too?
If they wanted to, I mean, that's gonna count towards our question. But if you
What?
want
No. But
Yeah, I don't
hey,
know.
if they have good suggestions, yeah,
Yeah,
if anyone
so-
has,
Hey,
has suggestions.
I'll say, hey, make your own personal guess if you see if you can figure it out before us.
Yeah,
Okay.
play along. Anyone in the chat, you can ask questions up here. I'll say them out loud.
Okay, so it's is it like a is it a realistic, like is it a war shooting game, like
I'm personally gonna say yes.
okay, so we haven't mentioned Battlefield yet.
No.
I'm now thinking maybe a Battlefield game.
Maybe somewhere in that.
Or Gears. No, Gears is third person, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't call. Ooh, that's a good question. Is it an extraction shooter?
Is it an extraction shooter? No.
Okay.
Mass is an extraction shooter.
What's an extraction shooter? I don't know.
So that'd be a game like Tarkov or like Hunt, games where you get in and kill other people and get out.
Yeah, and
That's
take
a
all
good
your
question.
loot and stuff with you.
Okay. Are there vehicles in the game like tanks and planes and helicopters?
I'm gonna say no. I could be totally wrong. I think there are not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Can I get a recap? Okay, so the recap is it's a multiplayer game that's made between 2010 to 2020. We know it's a first-person shooter. What else? Oh, it's part of a series. It's part of a series, so it's not a standalone game.
It's not a battle royale.
Not a battle
Came out
royale.
between 2010 and y'all said 2020.
2020, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
You're not supposed to look nothing up either.
First person, part of
I mean, I guess y'all
series.
could, but if you do, don't write it.
Wartime game. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's sort of a realistic first person shooter, not an extraction shooter, not a
Fantasy.
and it's not a hero shooter either. There's no, so it's Overwatch is out. I'm trying to think of, and there are no vehicles, so it's not Battlefield. It's not any of the Battlefields. Gosh, what else was there?
What are the big series that we haven't mentioned?
Yeah, because I know it's not anything we mentioned on the show earlier either. And we
Y'all
rolled
missing
that
some
out,
of
too.
y'all usual questions y'all ask. Y'all missing some of those.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember those questions.
Oh boy.
Gosh.
Oh, like if it's an exclusive. Ooh, should we ask that?
Why not? Go for it.
Is it an exclusive to a platform?
It is not.
Okay.
Okay. Part of a series, multi-platform. Ooh.
How many questions we got left?
You guys are at 12 right now, so you still have a few.
Still good. We got good.
Is it a precision shooter?
What is?
So that would be games like Counter-Strike or Valorant. Though I would consider Valorant a hero shooter, precision hero shooter.
What's the percent? I'm not too. Yeah.
Okay.
explain to me a little
So
bit.
yeah, sure. So a precision shooter is like so it's the shooting is very unforgiving. Like you have to be really spot on with your accuracy, and if you like get headshot, you're dead in one
You're
hit.
dead. Yeah, I played Valorant before. So you
Okay.
talking about kind of like a Valorant type?
Kind of like a Valorant. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I would say yes.
Okay. So it could be Counter-Strike.
It is 13.
Well, Counter-Strike came out before 2010.
Was there?
Was it a series?
Counter-Strike. What about Counter-Strike? Well,
There's Counter-Strike 2. There's
Go.
Counter-Strike Go, CS:GO. Yeah. There's
Go is 2 now. Like they just changed the name of it or whatever.
Okay.
Do I want to ask if it's a Counter-Strike game?
There's no vehicles in that.
How many questions do we have left?
You guys are at 13.
Okay.
Okay, narrow it down even more.
Are there rounds? Are there rounds to the match?
I think so. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Okay.
We're talking like, so it wouldn't be like powers or anything involved in it because it's more of a realistic thing. So
Yeah, I already said no powers. Yep, no powers.
Okay. So that means no Valorant. But we might be on to something with Counter-Strike.
Still
Do you earn money? But like, do you earn money in the game that you spend?
I cannot answer that because I do not know.
Okay. Do you purchase guns between rounds?
Yes.
Okay. Could still be Counter-Strike.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what other games that would do that per se. Because everything else, you just kind of got your loadouts, right? Like, I don't know if it's Counter-Strike, but there's probably other games that might do that. I don't know.
Does the game feature terrorists?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It's probably Counter-Strike. It's probably one of the Counter-Strikes.
I mean, it definitely is not going to be.
Well, what came out? Yeah, I know.
Because I mean, I was playing Counter-Strike as a freaking kid, so
Right.
so it wouldn't come out between those.
Yeah.
Times. Well, the original one, and then CS Source.
How many questions do we have? Sorry.
You guys are at 16 right now.
Does the game have Counter-Strike in the title?
It does.
Okay, so it's a Counter-Strike game.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would have to be Counter-Strike 2. But then I don't know if like.
But when did that come out?
When they changed the name of it from Go to 2. See, now that's a weird thing too, though, because CS:GO and CS2 is technically the same game, but they changed the name of it. We
can ask about both.
I guess we got the question.
Does it have a number in it? Like, should we ask if there's a number?
We can ask if it has a number. Yeah.
Does the title have a number in it?
It does not.
Okay, it's probably CS:GO.
But it's not the same thing you said?
It's probably Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Probably. Maybe.
Remember, we have to say Global Offensive.
You can't say Go?
I
You can say go. That's what you go. If that's the one you're going with, I mean.
Does the title contain the words Global Offensive?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. I think we got it. I'm ready to make a guess, I think.
I'd like to buy a vowel, please.
Is the Last Duel game Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
Ask that one more time. You cut out.
Oh, is the Last Duel game Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
It is. Counter-Strike Go. Counter-Strike Go.
We did it. We did
Hey,
it.
Johnny,
Hey.
I always thought this was exclusive. Like that's why I had when I was looking for a PC exclusive. I didn't know this wasn't PC exclusive.
I actually honestly didn't know. What else is it on?
1 second.
Because I thought it was only on PC for sure.
Hold on, let me bring it up. Because that's what I was surprised by. I was like, okay, exclusive. Boom, boom. It's on PlayStation 3, Windows. Obviously, that's PC. And Xbox 360.
PS3. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Me either.
I didn't know that.
Hey, at least we got it on the live
You
show.
guys got
We
it.
did it. We did it.
We got it pretty
You guys
fast.
read it?
We asked a lot of questions pretty fast.
Mhm.
You guys
We-
did. You guys quick.
We've definitely been more frustrated in other games that we.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I figure
nice
when I picked it, I said Johnny probably would get this. So one of the main PC games.
Yeah,
So.
as soon as you say you can buy guns in between, I'm like, I don't know too many games where you like buy in between rounds. Usually you just
Right.
you can switch your load out, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Is it just Counter Strike? I think Counter Strike's the only game.
Counter-Strike
that
and
does that.
Valorant are the only two that I know of that
Valorant,
do it. Yeah, and they're the only two precision shooters that I know of. So
So thanks for joining us. Good job today on the Last Duel. I see we still got 5 people in the chat. Peyton, Monkey. It was another guy. I think it was Block. Whoever's in the chat, we appreciate you guys. We record every Sunday, 10 a.m. Tell your friends about us. Like and subscribe. And hit the bell so you can get when our shows go live. We appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
bye-bye.
Take it easy.
That was a good